Body Thetans are a key concept introduced by L. Ron Hubbard, particularly in the upper secretive operating thetan (OT) levels of Scientology. According to Hubbard, body thetans are disembodied spiritual entities, thetans, that have attached themselves to individuals. These BTs are believed to cling to a person's body and mind, causing emotional, psychological, and spiritual harm by influencing their thoughts and behaviors. Psychological and spiritual implications of body thetans. 1. Fragmented identity and personal responsibility. Psychologically, the concept of body thetans externalizes and fragments aspects of a person's negative thoughts, emotions, or tendencies. Rather than seeing these as part of oneself, Hubbard's body thetan theory allows individuals to attribute their perceived mental or emotional problems to external spiritual entities. This externalization can create a sense of relief by distancing oneself from responsibility for internal struggles. It essentially shifts the blame from personal failings to these attached entities, creating a psychological buffer. 2. Spiritual pollution and the quest for purity. Spiritually, Hubbard likely used the concept of body thetans to illustrate a form of spiritual pollution, suggesting that individuals are not just weighed down by their own issues, like engrams or negative memories, but also by external parasitic spirits. These BTs are seen as leftovers from a traumatic event in humanity's distant past, as described in the OT3 materials, and their attachment to a person symbolizes a state of impurity. Scientology claims that spiritual enlightenment and ultimate freedom are achieved only by expelling these body thetans through processes like auditing and solo auditing on the OT levels. This promise of ridding oneself of parasitic entities taps into the deep human desire for purification and spiritual wholeness. 3. Control through secret knowledge. On a deeper psychological level, the concept of body thetans plays into the structure of control within Scientology. By introducing the existence of BTs only at the upper OT levels, Hubbard creates a sense of mystery and hierarchy. Followers are conditioned to believe that they must invest years of time and resources to be initiated into these advanced levels of secret knowledge. This creates an additional psychological barrier to leaving the organization. By the time someone reaches the OT levels, they are heavily invested and believe they are in possession of unique, esoteric spiritual truths. Number 4. Metaphor for psychological intrusions. In a more metaphorical sense, body thetans can be seen as representations of the various intrusive thoughts, fears, or unwanted emotional reactions that people experience. By framing these as literal entities, Hubbard may have been tapping into the human need to conceptualize and manage these experiences. It creates a clear enemy that can be battled and expelled, offering hope for a final victory over inner chaos. Why did Hubbard introduce body thetans? Psychological manipulation. The introduction of body thetans can be seen as a way to provide a constant source of spiritual work and improvement. Since BTs are supposed to be nearly infinite in number and highly persistent, the task of eradicating them becomes never-ending. This can keep members trapped in a cycle of seeking improvement, constantly striving for the unattainable goal of full spiritual purification. Spiritual elitism. The concept also creates a sense of spiritual elitism. Those who progress through the OT levels believe they are purging themselves of the same negative spiritual entities that hold back non-Scientologists, reinforcing the idea that they are on a unique path to spiritual mastery. Control and retention. By introducing body thetans only in the OT levels, Hubbard increased the dependency of advanced Scientologists on the Church for salvation. OT auditing, especially the purging of body thetans, is framed as the only means of achieving spiritual freedom. Since only the Church provides these auditing procedures, it reinforces the control the organization has over members. In summary, the idea of body thetans served multiple functions for Hubbard. Psychologically, it allowed people to externalize their internal issues and provided a constant source of spiritual work. Spiritually, it reinforced the hierarchical structure of Scientology and the idea that only through rigorous auditing and church practices could one achieve true freedom.
Audiences know what to expect. I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!